So, you want to learn bookkeeping. Special Journals. Lesson 3. By Dave Marshall. Purchase Journal. Definition and purpose. The Purchases Journal is a special journal that is used to record all purchases and various expenses and other charges from suppliers that a business has an open account with. Supplier allows the business to charge purchases. The entries recorded in this journal are a debit to expense accounts or the purchases account and a credit to the accounts payable control account. A credit is also posted to the supplier's accounts payable subsidiary account. Do you know the name of the record or ledger that works in conjunction with the Purchases Journal and Cash Disbursements Journal to maintain the detailed supplier information? Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger is the answer I was hoping for. It should be obvious, but I'll state it anyway. All supplier invoices are recorded, posted, in the Purchase Journal and the supplier's account Payable Subsidiary Ledger. At the end of a period, month, the totals from the Purchase Journal are also recorded, posted, in the General Ledger accounts. The Purchases Journal lists all invoices and documents for purchases and expenses incurred during the month. All invoices are debited to our purchase and expense accounts and credited to our accounts payable control account. The Purchase Journal has these basic features: header with the name of the journal and page. Entry number used as a reference to a specific transaction on the journal's page. Date column to record the date of the transaction. Description column to record the name of the payee, supplier, who written to, and any other explanation or additional information about the transaction. Invoice number reference column to record our supplier's invoice number. Posting reference to provide information when a subsidiary ledger also needs to be updated. This tells us whether the subsidiary accounts payable ledger has also been posted, updated. Debit columns for all regularly occurring types of expenses or expenditures and a credit column for our accounts payable control account. Special other debits column with its related posting reference column. We use these three columns to record debits for any transactions that don't have their own debit account special column. Cash Disbursements Payments Journal. Definition and purpose. The Cash Payments Journal is a special journal that is used to record all cash that is paid out by a business except for payroll. Businesses with just a few employees could also use this journal to record their payroll checks. However, I recommend that you use a special payroll journal in order to have all your payroll information in one place. The entries recorded in this journal are a debit to expense accounts, the purchases account, or the accounts payable control account. A debit is also posted to the supplier's accounts payable subsidiary account, and a credit to the cash account. The Cash Disbursements Journal lists all checks, in check number order, paid during the month. It posts total checks written as a credit entry to the cash account. All payments to suppliers that have an accounts payable subsidiary ledger account are debited to the accounts payable control account and credited to our cash account. The Cash Disbursements Journal has these basic features: header with the name of the journal and page. Debit and credit columns to record the amount of the transaction. Check number, reference, column to record the check number of all checks issued. Date column to record the date of the transaction. Description column to record the name of the payee, supplier, who written to, and any other explanation or additional information about the transaction. Entry number used as a reference to a specific transaction on the journal's page. Posting reference to provide information when a subsidiary ledger also needs to be updated. This tells us whether the subsidiary ledger has also been posted, updated. Columns for each regularly occurring types of payment, expense, or expenditures and a column for cash. Special other debits column with its related posting reference column. We use these three columns to record debits for any transactions that don't have their own debit account special column. General Ledger Accounts Payable Control Account. A control account is a general ledger account that provides a summarized balance of the detailed balances of the individual records maintained in a subsidiary ledger. Summary entries are posted from both the Purchases and Cash Disbursements journals to the Accounts Payable Control account. Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger. The Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger's purpose is to provide detailed information about transactions that are summarized in the Accounts Payable Control account. Both the purchases and the cash disbursements journals provide information needed for maintaining our accounts payable subsidiary ledger. This book, the Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger, contains a detailed record for each of your suppliers. What information do you think you might want to keep up with about each of your suppliers? Let's make a list of some information that you would include. General information: supplier's name and/or account number, phone number, address, contact person, credit limit, credit terms, supplier financial information, each invoice billed by the supplier, each payment check sent to the supplier, total balance owed to supplier. Posting reference: what journal the information was posted from. Normally all the information posted will come from the purchases and cash disbursements journals. Accounts payable control and accounts payable subsidiary ledger balances. After posting the purchases and cash disbursements journals to the accounts payable control account and posting the individual items to the accounts payable subsidiary ledger, the balance of the accounts payable control account and the sum of the detailed records in the accounts payable subsidiary ledger should always be the same. In other words, a control account deals with summarized information while a subsidiary ledger deals with detailed information. So the special journals post to the general ledger accounts payable control account a summarized total for the main accounts at the end of the month and post each detail entry, invoice, daily or as needed to the accounts payable subsidiary ledger. The totals will not be the same until the monthly posting is made to the general ledger accounts payable control account. Why the different posting times? We need to update the accounts payable subsidiary ledger on a more frequent basis such as daily or weekly so we can maintain and monitor the current balance of what we owe to our suppliers. Payment terms. Let's first formally define what credit or payment terms are. Credit terms are an agreement and understanding between a buyer and seller as to when payment will be made and any discounts that will be allowed. The terms of payment are normally included on the supplier's invoice. Some terms even try to encourage early payment by providing cash discounts. Some common terms used and how they're stated: abbreviated, payment at the time of sale. Cash or net cash. COD, cash on delivery. Due upon receipt. Number of days due from the invoice date. Net 30 days payment is due 30 days from the invoice date. Net 60 days payment is due 60 days from the invoice date. End of month terms. N10 EOM. All purchases made in a given month are due by the 10th of the following month. Terms with discounts: -2/10, net 30 to 2% discount allowed if paid within 10 days from the date of the invoice, otherwise full amount due within 30 days from the date of the invoice. Accounts payable aging report. Since our suppliers grant us payment terms, we need a way of tracking to determine if we are paying our suppliers when their invoices are due. Our accounts payable subsidiary ledger provides the information we need for preparing our accounts payable aging report. An accounts payable aging report, also known simply as an AP report or aging AP report, is used by many business owners to keep track of what payments are due to their suppliers. The main information an accounts payable aging report shows is what payments are owed, when those payments are due, and owed to what supplier. An AP aging report will typically list suppliers on one side, either alphabetically or by size of debt, depending on how it's filtered, with invoice amounts in 30-day columns going across to 90 days plus. Sample accounts payable aging report. Note: when using a manual bookkeeping system, preparing an aging report becomes a tedious and time-consuming process.